Museums and exhibitions. There are dozens of museums dedicated to a product and its production, for example, Museum of Chocolate, of Wine, etc. These places are mainly a noteworthy addition to itineraries of culinary interest, since they combine the enjoyment of food and drink with the acquisition of relevant knowledge. Case Study 5. Museums of Culinary Interest. The Regional Tourism Organization of Alsace presents the following 6 museums in the context of a particularly rich culinary portfolio. Les Secrets du Chocolat. This museum presents, through exhibits, representations and videos, the history of chocolate making. Visitors will learn how cocoa is processed and transformed into chocolate products. Cave de Ribeauville. Tucked away in the cellar of a winery, this vine and wine museum focuses on the traditional ways of winemaking. Musée des Eaux de Vie. The theme of this museum is the rich tradition of liquor manufacturing and of distilling in the Alsace region, while at the same time it presents visitors with a wide range of drinks from fruit liqueurs to absinthe. Musée du Vignoble at the Vin d'Alsace. Dedicated to the history of Alsatian winemaking, the museum includes rare exhibits such as presses, hundreds of years old tools and utensils, large barrels, as well as exhibits related to the cultivation of the vine. Maison du Pain d'Alsace. Where the Bakers' Guild was once located, a museum on the history of baking is housed today. Visitors can participate in the preparation of bread and typical Alsatian sweets. Musée du Pain d'Épices et des Desserts d'Autrefois. The main theme of this museum is the typical local bun, while Alsace's rich pastry tradition is overall presented. Courses and seminars. An activity that has become very popular is the organization of courses and seminars on cooking, tasting, and nutrition. They are usually organized for tourists by hotels, restaurants, specialized tour operators or local agencies, and last from a few hours up to several days. Case Study 6. Raffles Culinary Academy. The Singapore Tourism Board presents 7 schools that offer short-term courses to tourists. The case of the Raffles Culinary Academy, housed in the historic Raffles Hotel, is typical. It offers a wide variety of 2 to 4 hour courses and covers topics such as the cuisine of various Asian countries, French and Italian recipes, Christmas festive dishes, cocktail making, cooking with meat or fish, and more. The fee per lesson varies between 50 and 75 euros per person. Spa treatments. In recent years, an interesting trend has been the association of gastronomy with wellness tourism, using food and drink as cosmetics for spa treatments. Some businesses have found clever ways to incorporate a place's culinary tradition into their spa philosophy, thereby differentiating their own wellness offering. Case Study 7. Wine Therapy at the Les Sources de Caudalie Wellness Center. A particularly successful case is that of the Hotel and Wellness Center Les Sources de Caudalie in the Bordeaux region. It is part of the Chateau Smith or Lafitte vineyard and has produced a range of spa treatments based on grapes and wine. These vinotherapy treatments have been so successful that spas with Caudalie products and treatments have been opened outside of France as well. History and tradition. Gastronomy is an integral element of the daily culture of the inhabitants of a destination. Through elements of folk tradition, historical events, customs and traditions, mythology, etc., fascinating narratives emerge, which, when integrated into a portfolio of culinary products, make it more attractive and interesting to international audience. After all, everyone will agree that history and tradition add value to even the most banal products of the food industry, highlight a country's centuries-old culinary history, and therefore help it differentiate itself within the text of competition. Case Study 8. The Story of Roquefort. Roquefort, the famous French cheese, can only be produced and matured in cellars 300 meters underground that are only located at a certain area in France, near the city of Roquefort. In 1925, it was the first product in history to be awarded the Appellation d'origine contrôlée, the French equivalent of the controlled designation of origin. According to legend, the first to discover the secrets of Roquefort was a shepherd in love with a shepherdess. He followed her to the hills of Aveyron, abandoning his animals along with his meal of bread and cheese in one of the caves in the area. When he returned, having suffered a love disappointment, he found his meal moldy. Consuming it in his hunger, he found that his plain goat cheese, into which seeds had fallen from the bread, had been turned into an exquisite delicacy. Perhaps this is just a fairy tale, but it certainly demonstrates the antiquity of Roquefort. The Acte de Cournu agreement in 1066 gave the monks of the local abbey exclusive license to produce Roquefort. Today, every manufacturer has their own secret and legally protected source of malt to differentiate their product within the context of competition.